Hello Pokemon trainers! Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium Singles video here on iStarly TV. This is part of my Road to Master series where I try to climb the online ranked Battle Stadium Singles ladder. And today we have a brand new team to show you. This is a team that I've been actually working on a lot, playing on Pokemon Showdown, and it's been a lot of fun. I think it's been doing decently well for me, and so I definitely was excited to show it off. The DLC has come out now though, so I've been spending a lot of time making videos about that and playing that, so that's why it's been a while since I posted a Battle Stadium Singles video. And the format will be updated on October 1st, so we will be able to use all of the Pokemon from the DLC, and as well as some returning moves and new moves and stuff. It's going to be really, really exciting. So look for October 1st for a lot more content on the singles front of things, but you know, this team is a team that I've been having a lot of fun with. The metagame right now is, you know, it's in an interesting spot. I think, you know, you can expect to see Dragonite, Fluttermane, Chien-Pao on every team. Like, maybe not all three of those on every team, but you should expect to see at least one of those, and all of them are just so good that it's really difficult to like have a team that's perfect against all three of those, really, unless you're playing those yourself, which I try not to do. I try to spread it out when I'm playing them and just not play just like everything that's the best in one team, if that makes sense, because I like to have fun. But anyways, this is my team for today, and I'll talk through it quickly. Of course, I'm going to put timestamps, so if I get a little long talking about the team, feel free to skip ahead to the battles. So about this team, I started this team with the idea of trying a Trick Room focused Ursaluna team, where I had Ursaluna on the team, and you know, Ursaluna is extremely slow, and then I had Trick Room Mimikyu to kind of set up Trick Room and then go into Ursaluna and kind of sweep the opponent's team. But when I was playing that team out, it just kind of felt a little awkward, like it just didn't really work the way I wanted it to, and I don't think I built it as good as I could have. So I ended up slowly kind of evolving the team, and I kept Ursaluna and Mimikyu on the team, but their sets are very different now. So this Ursaluna is kind of focused on setting up a little bit, so it goes for Trailblaze to kind of boost its speed. It has enough EVs that after 2 Trailblazes, it is faster than most things in the meta. And then it just has the really strong moves in Body Slam and Earthquake. I still have the Guts ability, but this time around I actually do not have Flame Orb, which is one of the most common items on Ursaluna because it boosts the power of your moves so astronomically, and with Facade, you know, it just hits really hard. But I opted to try a little bit more sustainability on this Ursaluna, which is why I have Leftovers instead of Flame Orb. I still do have Guts just in case the opponent goes for like Toxic Spikes, because that's something that's decently common right now, is Toxic Spikes Sneasler. Or if they try to burn me or even paralyze me or whatever the case might be, I still have Guts to really take advantage of that. So hopefully we can kind of show that off. But yeah, Ursaluna is a really cool Pokemon. I've been wanting to try it for so long. In all honesty, it ends up being that it's one of the Pokemon I probably bring the least, but it's still really strong, and there are situations where it can be very good. And then the Mimikyu set, I ended up changing it so it's bulky. It actually has a lot of speed as well, and this is a really annoying Mimikyu set with Substitute, Curse, and Pain Split. So the goal is to, like, if we're in against something that's slower than us, we can like Substitute and then Curse them, and then, you know, Pain Split to recover some health, and just really, really annoy them and like kind of force switches with that Curse and get behind a sub. And yeah, so Mimikyu, I have Terra Steel, which kind of helps counteract some of its weaknesses, and yeah, I mean, it just kind of helps. And then with Ursaluna, I actually went Terra Water, which is kind of interesting because it just kind of helps round it out as well. And I think a lot of the Pokemon in the meta that can hit Ursaluna pretty hard are like, you know, Chien-Pao with ice type moves, or even like Urshifu or other Pokemon that have water type moves. So resisting those is nice. Of course, Urshifu also has close combat, but if I Terrasilize, I don't take as much damage from that anyway. Then we have Corviknight, which is pretty standard. You know, it's the Iron Defense Body Press set. You know, this is one of my favorite Corviknight sets, and it's really good when it works. And Corviknight's typing is really well positioned right now. It makes it really strong against Chien-Pao. It's pretty good against Urshifu. It's basically really good against any physical attacker. So Corviknight's in a really good spot right now. For that last move, I have Brave Bird. I've tried Iron Head. I've tried Power Trip. Brave Bird, I guess, just hits kind of hard against certain things. I mean, it does lose out on some stab, but I don't know. I've had success with Brave Bird in the past, so we're going to try it out. Then I have a fast Zapdos. This is max special attack and max speed, and it's pretty aggressive, actually. And, you know, it also has a little bit of sustainability with Roost and Citrus Berry. So the goal with this Zapdos is just to kind of like, you know, take on threats and like get off some damage and stuff like that. Terra Water is also really good on Zapdos. Then we have Chien-Pao, which of course is one of the best Pokemon in the meta. However, this time around, I'm trying something very different with this Chien-Pao than I typically do. You'll notice it has Terra Fairy with a Lumberry. That rhymed. This Chien-Pao actually has some bulk, so I'm actually max attack with an Adamant Nature, just enough speed to outspeed Urshifu, and then the rest of the EVs are in HP and defense just to survive hits a little bit better. So it's a lot tankier, and I think a lot of the time people expect you to just get knocked out right away, but I actually survive hits that people are not expecting me to, and I can do a lot of damage with my moves. So Taunt is also there for like Ting Lu and just a lot of Pokemon right now have moves that are non-damaging. You know, Dragonite has Dragon Dance, for example, so Taunt is there to really kind of set those back. And otherwise, Chien-Pao is just really good. Finally, I have Choice Specs Goodra. I wanted something that could just hit really hard outright, and Goodra just has a really good offensive and defensive typing, so it's been really nice for me. It also has Sap Sipper, which is good against grass-type moves, notably Spore from Breloom, although of course we are weak to Mach Punch. However, if we Terrasilize, we do resist Mach Punch and Bullet Seed, and hopefully they don't have Rock Tomb. But yeah, Goodra has been pretty decent for me as well. So that's the team right here. Let's get to some games. Game number one, we have, they just like threw the best Pokemon in the meta on their team. Luckily, I do have some kind of plans for a lot of these top Pokemon, so I'm not that afraid of them. But the question is, what do we think they'll lead with? I think Chien-Pao is a decently common lead, Urshifu can be a lead, Landorus can definitely be a lead. What's sounding like a through line here is that I actually think my Chien-Pao is pretty decent against all of those Pokemon. And honestly, as far as a lead is concerned, I think my Chien-Pao is really good against their whole team. I guess if they have Magnezone, I am super weak to Steel, but sounds like a good option overall. Another question though is, what do we think of Ursaluna? And I don't think it's great here. They have Intimidate, they have Urshifu, they have Dragonite, who's hard to break, and then they also have Chien-Pao. So yeah, I don't think I like that. But they do have a lot of physical attackers, which makes Corviknight very tempting, though Magnezone is a big threat against that. I wonder if having Ursaluna might scare their Magnezone away. And then I guess another question is, what do we think about Zapdos? Because Zapdos is decent. I think I'm going to bring the birds, and we're going to try it like that. The problem with this lineup is that Flutter Mane is a little bit more of a threat. It's beatable for sure, but yeah, I actually don't know if this was correct because of Flutter Mane. I also don't have Iron Head for Flutter Mane, so we're going to have to kind of play around a potential Flutter Mane. I don't know. Maybe if they lead with it, we can catch it off guard. They lead with their Chien-Pao though, and we lead with ours. It's the Treasure Hunter. We have a cool mark. By the way, there's a lot of cool updates here. So you'll notice my outfit is updated, so I have some cool drip from the DLC, and the music, if you can hear the background music, is from the DLC as well, and it's a really good track. So if they have Sacred Sword of their own, we could get obliterated here unless we Terrastalize. I wonder what the odds are. As far as Terra goes, we don't need to Terrastalize Corviknight here. I think, in fact, Steel Flying is decent here. Actually, I just think I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to Terra and Sacred Sword. They might also Terrastalize, but if they do, I'm not that worried about that because it means that we got their Terra while they also got ours, so it's a fine exchange in my opinion. And if they don't Terrastalize and they stay in, then they are just dead. Although I do think lead Chien-Pao does somewhat commonly have Focus Sash, so we're gonna have to see. They do go Sacred Sword though, so luckily we did end up Terrastalizing, and they get a critical hit. Wow, I was wondering, I was thinking like I do have some defense investment, so that did sound like it, or that did look like it did a lot of damage, and lo and behold, it did. I'm just gonna go Sacred Sword again, because it's pretty likely they're going to have Sucker Punch as well, and if they go Sucker Punch and we do as well... Oh, okay. If we both go Sucker Punch there, they go first, and then we don't get our Sucker Punch off, so... I think they might have just revealed to me that they don't have Sucker Punch, though. So they're going to go into Landorus here, which is a interesting play, of course, because we do have the 4-time super effective Icicle Crash. They do have leftovers, though. Of course, Landorus can easily Terrasilize here as well. I could Taunt, but I'm just going to go for the... Well, actually, let's go Corviknight here, because Corviknight's really hard to break with Landorus. And if we can get to like +6 defense, it is possible that we can... Wait, actually, that looks like a new kind of camera angle, too. It looks like they updated a few things in the battles. Maybe I'm just imagining things, but I don't think that they used to kind of show off those kinds of angles before, so that's really cool. I guess I am worried about them going for like Swords Dance, but even then... Once I get to +6 defense... Wow, they actually Terrasilize into a water type, which means they take neutral damage from my body press now. They don't resist it anymore. We'll have to see what they go for, though. And they do go Rock Tomb, and watch this. We have Mirror Armor, and that's going to lower their speed. That's actually perfect. You know, when I was building this team, I originally started with Pressure on Corviknight, but then I thought, Mirror Armor actually seems kind of decent right now, especially against Pokemon like Lando. I know Landorus is not as common as it once was, but, you know, it's still pretty good. So let's see if they go into Flutter Mane here. They go Magnezone. That is really scary. However, they did already Terrasilize. They might be faster. If they have any speed investment, they're faster. Otherwise, this is going to do a ton of damage. They actually have no switch into this body press. So it actually ends up being the case that Corviknight is kind of my secret weapon here. It's just really good against their whole team. And that's a clean one-hit KO. Oh, we do get a critical hit. I mean, a crit for a crit, right? They crit me earlier, so I guess it's only fair, although my crit mattered a lot more. Because I kind of feel like they would have survived. They would have taken a ton of damage, don't get me wrong, but, you know, I feel like they would have survived without that. They go back into Chien-Pao here, and I get to knock this out with... Are they gonna go Icicle Crash? I don't think I need to mess around. I'm just gonna body press, because I was thinking like if they go for a physical move, which they do, then they will get knocked out to the Rocky Helmet. So I actually could have gone for Roost there, and we still would have knocked them out while getting up to full health. But this is actually gonna work out really perfectly though, because of the Mirror Armor. They are gonna get intimidated right here. I think this is my battle. I actually don't know if my opponent can actually win at this point. I don't know what other moves they have. I'm just gonna Roost to be safe. So we know they have Rock Tomb. They do have Bulk Up. Okay, that's actually scary. We're gonna need to get them as low as possible. So they have Bulk Up, they have Rock Tomb. It's a Landorus, so they probably have Earthquake. And then maybe they have Terra Blast. I wonder what other move they could have. So we're going to try to get to +6, and then we're just going to spam Body Press, get off as much damage as possible, and then hopefully be able to go into Zapdos and finish it off with a Thunderbolt, because we will be faster. So we're going to need to make sure to get them low enough that, yeah, because this is rough. I mean, Bulk Up is pretty rough. Mainly because it boosts their defense, which means they're going to take the body presses a lot better. But we are also at +6 defense, so, you know, it's kind of like we're both going to be doing, like, kind of regular damage to each other. So we'll see how this ends up. The big deal is the leftovers, because that's just getting them a little bit of recovery each turn. Again, Bulk Up, Rock Tomb, I'm pretty sure they have Earthquake, so they can't go for that. If they Rock Tomb me, they start lowering their own speed. So it kind of just depends on what their last move is. But Body Press is doing enough damage that it's basically doing way more damage than they're recovering. Although I guess they still have like one or two Bulk Ups left to boost their defense further. Okay, yeah, that's doing about a quarter now. That leftover is just so annoying. But like I said, the goal here is just to get them as low as possible that Zapdos can finish the game. Perfect. Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you, opponent. Because I did feel like I was going to win that game for sure, but it was just a matter of like how much they wanted to stall it out. I mean, there was a possibility I lost, but it was 3 against 1, and I had the Zapdos in the back, so yeah, game one goes to a pretty nice win there, and it got to show off my Chien-Pao set, and I mean, Corviknight, we know how good Corviknight is, right? So let's go to game two. Game number two, oops. They have Chi-Yu, which is interesting because I have Zapdos, Terra Water Zapdos. They also have Thundurus though. Thundurus T, which has a Volt Absorb, so that does make Zapdos a little less... Wait a minute! They have Ogerpon, what? I thought those Pokemon weren't legal yet, although I did hear that people were using them. Huh. Alright, I might have to check because I don't think they're supposed to be legal. That's really annoying if true. Okay, yeah, maybe I'm missing something, because I could have sworn that it said that those Pokemon would be legal starting on October 1st, so I don't know if that's a bug, because I remember hearing, like, when the DLC had first come out, people were saying that, like, some of the Pokemon and moves were being used in Battle Stadium, and again, I don't know if I'm out of the loop, or if this is a bug or what, but that's pretty unfortunate if it is, because I actually don't really know what that thing does. I'm running out of time. I'm just gonna go with my trusty Chien-Pao. Corviknight is good here as well, and then I think that's the rock type Ogerpon, so I'm gonna go with Ursaluna. That's pretty lame. I think I'm pretty weak though, like, I think their special attackers are gonna get me. The reason I brought Ursaluna was because of Goldango, and it is pretty good against if that is rock type Ogerpon, but yeah, that's pretty weird. I mean, if I can be using those Pokemon myself, why aren't I? Let me see if I can find it. I don't know where I could check, but that's pretty lame. They lead Chi-Yu. I am not faster than them, so that's a big problem. Wow, my team is super weak to Chi-Yu. I might have to Terrasilize here. Just to not be weak to the fire move, but honestly, we might still die. If we are still faster by some miracle, then we are going to destroy them here. But I'm also worried that they just one-hit KO us even though we're not weak to the move anymore. Oh, they just Will-O-Wisp. We have Lumberry though, which is perfect. So I kind of Terrastalized for nothing, but I think being Terra here is still decent because we have the Lumberry and then we should knock them out here. Perfect. Okay, I was worried that they'd have Focus Sash there. If they had Focus Sash, we would be in trouble because we would have Sucker Punch, but they would probably just go Will-O-Wisp again, I'm assuming. They go in Fulgurus, which is Thundurus. And they are once again faster than me, but they also don't have any super effective moves. I'm just going to Crash. If we can take down two of their Pokemon, like, I'm just going to be really aggressive here. Focus Blast doesn't do anything. Thunderbolt will do a lot. If this is Terra Electric, this is gonna hurt. Okay, it's Terra... Oh, wow. Okay, it's Terra Steel. So if they have Terra Blast, we're just gonna get destroyed. Okay. Although, even if they don't have Terra Blast, they are gonna resist my Icicle Crash. Oh, we're faster, which is good to know. Maybe we flinch? That still does a good chunk of damage. Wow. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that, dude. Sorry, you don't deserve that. Well, actually, you do deserve that. If you're abusing Ogerpon when it's not legal. Yeah, again, I'm gonna have to double check. I'll let you know in the comments whether I'm being gaslit or whether these Pokemon were like suddenly made legal in this format. I have no idea, but yeah, anyway, we get 2 knockouts with this Chien-Pao, so this might be an easy win for us. Anyway. Is there a last Pokemon Ogerpon? It's Urshifu. Cool, and we are a fairy type, so... Okay, so here's the funny thing. I'm just gonna Sacred Sword. We are fast. We should be faster unless they're Scarf. I originally had Psychic Fangs. Like, when I was testing this team, I ended up using Psychic Fangs on Chien-Pao. Pretty much for Urshifu. And this is gonna be lame, but I actually, when I was making the team right now, I actually did not have the Psychic Fangs TM, and the only way to get it is with... I mean, I guess I could have looked at where to find it in-game, but you have to use Bruxish scales or whatever to make it, and I didn't know where to find Bruxish, so I looked it up and I couldn't find it, but either way, I don't have the Psychic Fangs TM, so I couldn't put Psychic Fangs on my Chien-Pao. Wow, okay, yeah, we're just kind of destroying them left and right. That's what you get for using Ogerpon, bro. And we have Sucker Punch, so we are going to go first here. I don't think this is going to knock them out, though, but it'll take them really low to the point where kind of whoever we go into should be able to win the game here. And I think we have, yeah, we have Corviknight in the back, so that's going to be an easy GG. We know they have Surging Strikes. We know they have Aqua Jet. They probably have Close Combat. I guess if they have, like, Rest or something, that could be really, really annoying, but I'm not that worried about that. They also could have Punching Glove, which makes it so that their moves do not make contact, so they would not take the Rocky Helmet damage. Oh, they have Swords Dance. Okay, GG. I guess they, yeah, they kind of knew that they lost at this point. But anyways, that was a weird one. I mean, the game itself was cool. I mean, I did pretty much win off of an unfortunate flinch, because that really snowballed the lead in my favor, but once again, Ogerpon, right? I don't know if Ogerpon is legal or not, so whatever. Let's go to game 3 and hope we don't see any Ogerpons, because I'm not prepared for those yet. I thought I had until October to prepare for them, but that was a fun one. Chien-Pao's awesome. Let's see what happens in game 3. All right, we got a nice normal team here, although they have some really annoying Pokemon. Chien-Pao, once again, looks like a good lead. Chien-Pao's just so good. I wanted to not bring it because it's one of the best Pokemon in the meta, and I've been complaining about it for the past, like, 2 months. But whatever, and I've been bringing it every battle, but that just shows how good it is, and I really like showing off this unique set. I mean, kind of unique. I kind of do like Goodra, but Goodra does struggle against a lot of their Pokemon as well, so I'm not sure I want to bring it. Maybe we try to show off our Mimikyu set this game. Mimikyu's okay. And then I do like Corviknight, but then Corviknight struggles against a lot of their special attackers, and they do have a good amount of special attackers, so I'm not sure I want to bring Corviknight. What about Ursaluna? Ursaluna's okay against their special attackers. Ursaluna's pretty rough against Lilligant, though. Never thought I'd say those words. Actually gonna bring Ursaluna, but then I do think I'm kind of weak against Lilligant. Maybe simply having Zapdos and Corviknight and Chien-Pao on our team will scare my opponent away from bringing the Lilligant. If they have Lilligant at all, I will only be happy to see it if it's their lead, which I can't imagine it is. Otherwise, if they have it in the back and they're trying to, like, work towards setting up with it, it can get out of hand. It can be really scary. So they have they lead Garganacl, which I'm actually really happy with. Am I? Garganacl's really annoying too. I have Taunt. I do wonder. I could Salt Cure. I mean, they might Salt Cure. I could Terrastalize, is what I was trying to say. And I think I might, although I really kind of like the idea of potentially Terrastalizing Ursaluna, but honestly, I'm just gonna Terra and I'm gonna Taunt. They could Salt Cure. If they Salt Cure, I won't take as much damage, though it will be annoying. I just feel like it's a little more likely that they go for a non-damaging move, but at the same time they might. I don't know, it kind of depends. The fact that they led with it leads me to believe that they're gonna go for, like, Stealth Rock first. And given that I'm a lead Chien-Pao, it's possible that they're predicting the taunt. I don't know, we're just gonna see what happens here. It also prevents them from recovering, from protecting, from substituting, so they just can't do anything super annoying here. It is pretty rough though, because we're gonna be taking a lot of damage. So this is not a great position for me to be in, but I'm just gonna stay in now and go for the Sacred Sword and hope that they don't go Terra, Ghost, or Poison, or Flying. I mean, there's a lot of Terra types that they could have that would be really good for them here. But if I switch, I just subject whatever I switch into the Salt Cure. So I kind of like don't think I can do that. Well, let's see if we can get a Terra out of something else. Wow, okay, this is gonna take a ton of damage, if not just get completely knocked out, so that's great. Yep, nice, okay. So now they don't have a good switch unless they go into Flutter Mane, but if they go into Flutter Mane, That's also really threatened by Chien-Pao, so I just go for the Sacred Sword here. If they stay in, they're dead. If they go into Garganacl, they take a ton of damage. If they go into anything but Fluttermane, they take a lot of damage here, so this is pretty nice for me. It's so funny looking at Chien-Pao with that big, like, heart on its head. So they end up just kind of sacrificing their Heatran, which makes a lot of sense, but it is good for me, obviously, because it means that I go up in Pokemon count now. I have 3, they have 2, although this one is pretty weak now. But, I mean, Chien-Pao's faster than pretty much everything on their team except Fluttermane, so, you know, I'm not too afraid of what they could go into. They do go into Urshifu, and this is another situation where Psychic Fangs would have benefited, however, it's possible. Oh, wow, okay. That tells me that they're basically Choice Scarfed, which is really good information for me. So now I can go into Ursaluna. And what do I do? Or do I go into Mimikyu? I don't think I want to go into Mimikyu yet. Mimikyu as like the final Pokemon could be really good for me. Although Garganacl's just so annoying. So I know they're locked into Iron Head. This is actually a big decision to make. Because if their last Pokemon is this Urshifu, I'm gonna Earthquake. Because I think they're gonna switch, yeah, and I just want this Garganacl dead. I could have, like, I had a lot of options there. I could have gone Swords Dance, which obviously makes sense to boost my stat, or I could have gone Trailblaze so that when the Urshifu comes back in, it's possible I'm faster. But Earthquake just seemed like the best bet because it was pretty likely they were switching into Garganacl there, and I just want this thing gone. The problem is, once they go back into Urshifu, you know, I think Urshifu is capable of taking on my last 2 Pokemon by itself. So they do Terra now, which is really bad. Because Urshifu's gonna have Surging Strikes. Right, it was the water Urshifu, right? I wasn't really paying attention, I just saw Urshifu. Crit, please crit! Oh my god, oh shit! Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Wow, you know what? Honestly, every single game today, I've gotten so much hacks. That's just rough. That is rough. I might still lose, honestly, so my opponent's going to be really happy. I think I might lose here because Surging Strike is super effective against my Urshifu. I'm sorry, Ursaluna. I keep getting those names mixed up. And then against Mimikyu, obviously, they just simply break my Disguise and hit me twice. It's possible I live. I don't know. Let's see. So Body Slam could paralyze them. I think I just Earthquake. Get off as much damage as possible. Oh, they have close combat. That's right. Wait. If they're Scarfed... Oh, this is the Dark Urshifu. Okay. I should have been paying more attention, but like I said, I see Urshifu, I kind of just blank out. You know, obviously they both look exactly the same. The only difference is their movement. There might be other differences. I don't pay attention to Urshifus. But my final Pokemon's Mimikyu, I believe they are Choice Scarfed, right? Because they outsped my Chien-Pao. I specifically EV'd my Chien-Pao. Yes, perfect. I specifically EV'd my Chien-Pao to outspeed Urshifu by 1 point, and so the fact that they were faster than me told me that that they were Scarfed. But those were fun battles today. I'm really happy I got to show off some of these different Pokemon, and hey, Ursaluna got to shine in that battle, so that's great to see as well. But I'm sorry to all of my opponents because I think I hacked every single one of them. Okay, but either way, that was so much fun. I love this team, honestly. This is a really fun team, and I'm gonna keep working on it. Maybe I'll find that stupid Bruxish so I can get the Psychic Fang TM and teach it to my Chien-Pao. However, the funny thing is, Sacred Sword mattered there. Sacred Sword helped me win that game because it dealt a lot of damage to their Heatran. It basically 2-hit KO'd their Heatran. If I didn't have Psychic Fangs, that would have been a very different situation, but it's funny how that happens. I think that's happened to me a few times where I have a Pokemon built a certain way, and then when I try to build it in game, I can't find the TM, so I use a different move, and then that different move ends up saving me. So either way, that was a ton of fun. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm excited to be back here. Like I said, I'm going to check on the whole legality thing for the new Pokemon, because I'm really excited to use them, but if we're not technically supposed to be using them just yet, I mean, it kind of feels cheap to do so, but either way, I'm going to use them whenever I can. But those are the videos. That's the team. Let me know what you thought about it. Please leave a like and subscribe for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet videos. Please, I really appreciate all of the support I get on these videos, and it helps me out a lot if you do like and or subscribe and or comment, or all of the above. But thank you very much. Let me know what you thought about the team. Try it out for yourself. The code is in the video here. And I hope you have a great day. You deserve it.